everyone, I'm back after a long break. Thanks for your interest, your questions, and also for your patience with me during that time. And today I'd like to talk about a topic that I find very important, because that's something I'm witnessing on a rather daily basis, and I also deal with it during my readings because clients ask me questions about this topic. So it's about victimizing oneself, feeling like a victim, being a victim, and not really being able to get out of this role. And I'm sure that most of us have had situations in their lives where things just didn't go the right way, where things didn't work out, and held lots of anger, disappointment, heartache, or even worse for us. Most of us have actually had to do with situations like that have really knocked us down and that have been emotionally draining. And the question now is, how do we deal with these situations? Are we victims? Do we become victims? Are we looking for the guilty ones? Are we consuming ourselves with finding who's guilty, who's to blame? Or are we actually trying and make an effort to go to the root, to the origin of this situation and find out why that is happening to us? Because, as most of you guess, nothing happens without a reason. There's always a higher reason for things that happen to us, and also the bad situations in life. The truth is, our soul is guiding us through everything. Our soul knows what kind of wounds we still carry in our heart, in our soul, and what karmic ties we still have to the past, and what karmic ties need to be disconnected and need to be resolved. And because most of us don't know about that, and most of us won't be able to look inside and see what's there, there's the soul that always takes care of us, and the soul knows what we need to experience, and the soul guides us through our development, through our transformation process, and through the healing process. And that's the ultimate goal: to transform, to heal from karmic wounds, from wounds that we still carry in the heart, on our heart disk, so to speak. I like to call it our heart disk, our soul, because that's where we still have lots and lots of information saved. Information in the form of emotions, blockages, wounds, behavior even, and also anything to do with the interaction with other people, karmic ties. All that is saved in us as a memory, and it's still there, it's still active, and that's the problem, because when wounds are active, when karma is active, karma is always active, I have to say. If it's this lifetime or next lifetime, everything comes back. So that's the truth. And what we want to do is rather find out what it is that we carry within us that attracts this person, this sort of situation into our lives. Why is it that we need to experience that sorrow, these worries, this anger, these emotions and whatnot, all these sort of things? There's always a resonance within us that reflects in the outer world, in the outside world around us. And that's the truth behind it. We need to find out what it is that we need to heal, because that's the ultimate goal. Our soul is not doing that to see us suffer. Suffering is not the right way, and is not what the soul wants us to go through. Our soul wants us basically to mirror and to show us, this is still inside of you, and this needs your attention, this needs to be healed. And as hardly anyone will consciously remember their past lives, or the concerning past lives that now need healing, there's this mechanism that the soul wisely thought of, that is that it directs us through life and through situations and people, meeting people and interacting with people, and having also the not so pleasant experiences with people that will basically show us that there's something still inside of us. Our souls our souls have everything in their hands, and the soul is the sort of higher source of knowledge that knows everything about us, about our karmic past, about our current past, and also about our future, and also about our higher plan, where we need to go in life and where we opted to go before this incarnation as a soul. We opted to learn a few things and to go through certain situations so that we could transform them, that we could free ourselves from them. So there's always a part of us, the higher part, the omniscient part, that knows why this is happening. And I think this is what deserves our attention in these situations. Of course, the emotions we feel, the darkness, the depression, anger, and all these sort of things, they're there for a reason, and they need to be seen, they need to be felt. I'm not saying suppress it, not at all. By all means, feel it, go into it, but don't wallow in it. Don't stay in there for too long. Try after, let's say after the emergency period is over and you've let yourself feel whatever's cropping up in that moment, whatever you feel, whatever's emerging, feel it, and also give yourself the time to feel it. But don't become a victim, and also don't feel like a victim, because you're not. And I know this is very hard for some people to accept, but we are responsible, and we are creators, and we are responsible for whatever we experience in life, also the bad things, and also when there are other people who've done us harm in life, or when we've been in situations that have been very, very painful or even tragic. And even if we could name someone who we feel is guilty in that situation, it's not about that. It's not about finding who's guilty. It's not about blaming. It's about finding inside of us, what is it that forced this to happen, that forced me into this situation and forced me into feeling this way. And that is where all the answers lie. The answers to that question basically are a key, a crucial moment for our healing. And this is where we should pay attention. That's what we should look into. If we, however, and I see that very often, and I think it's a very human thing to do. If we feel like we're the victims in that situation, and we're paralyzed, and we feel helpless, and we feel like we can't do anything about it, and we're not willing to do anything about it because it's so horrible, and we'd rather just stay in that state, and would remain in that darkness and those feelings and the pain, and would remain there, then we're basically missing the main point of the whole scenario as it happened to us. We need to look at it as something that was staged, so to speak, and directed by our soul. And we're the center of it. And it's about the wounds that we still carry inside of us, and that now need attention. They demand attention because our soul knows what blockages there are in our way, what obstacles we still hold inside of us, before we can actually lead our lives in the fulfilled, happy and easy and light way that our souls intend us to lead. So there's a lot of emotional baggage that needs attention, that needs resolving, that needs healing, and also karmic ties to certain people and patterns in our thinking, in our feelings, that are most likely older than this incarnation and older than us. And we need to get to the root of things, and we need to heal it, and we need to invest time and efforts in resolving those things, because that's development. Unfortunately, there's no other way around it. If we remain victims, if we feel we are the victims in that situation, if we if we're stuck in this kind of black and white thinking, then I think it's only a matter of time until the soul will find a way to attract a similar situation into our lives, because the root of it and the magnet that actually attracts this is still inside of us. And as long as we don't resolve it, it'll keep attracting either the same people, the same situations, problems, or even worse into our lives. And we don't want that. So rather than feeling like a victim and feeling miserable and maybe feeling angry at our own souls, we should be, I know it's hard, but we should be grateful and we should trust, because we can try and think of it as something that needs to happen for our own good, because we're now being forced to look into something that we didn't know was there before, and that is keeping us from developing and from being happy and being whatever we need to be and wherever we need to be at that point in our lives. And our souls want us to get there. The goal, the ultimate goal, of course, is to be happy, is to be fulfilled and light. And in order to get there, we need to get rid of our own baggage, our emotional and our karmic baggage. So how do we get there? Well, we can always meditate. We can do an emergency meditation that when we're feeling really angry, sad, hurt, whatever it is, we can work with the angels, we can work with our souls or the spirit world by just opening our hearts and allowing that sort of emotion to emerge. We need to feel it, we need to allow it to show, we need to look at it, don't suppress it. It's there, and it's there for a reason. So if we suppress things, it will just crop up again, and probably even worse. So take your time, feel it, and try and energetically pull it out of your heart. Let whatever is inside of you, let it out. And try not to hurt anyone. If you feel angry, go and punch a pillow instead of punching someone. If you feel sad, well, take the time you need, withdraw and cry. That's all right. It doesn't mean that we need to put on a brave face and pretend like nothing ever happened and keep going. That's not the point at all. But the point is also not to just wallow in it and stay in there and get stuck in it, because it'll basically be like a dark valley that we can't get out of, and that's not the point. The point is that once we're through with the worst, get to the point of it, get to the origin of it and resolve it. You can resolve this in readings. I do give readings, other people give readings. You can probably find books that will help you, or you'll find other ways. The main thing is that you ask your soul for help. It needs your determination to get out of the state. So once we've decided to go and get help by our souls or a spirit world, there will be a sign. Either they will send a book your way, a certain person that talks about something, maybe about someone who's helped them in the past, or whatever. I mean, there's always this inner voice, that intuition that will lead you towards your healing. There's always a way, but it needs your determination and your will to go this way and to free yourself from this self-victimization, so to speak. You're not a victim, you're a creator. And whatever is happening to you in life has a resonance to you. And if you're not happy with what is happening around you, and if you feel really miserable and you'd like to get out of it, the answers lie inside of you, but it takes you, it takes your efforts, your strength, and also your faith and your trust in your soul and in the higher plan of things, and that everything is going that way for your own good, for your own development. So try and apply that more, rather than wasting your time being a victim and feeling like the victim always, and with all the side effects this sort of behavior comes with. it's basically a waste of time. You're wasting your energy, you're wasting your positive manifestation power. You're probably creating worse up there on the soul plane, which will then manifest again in your life. By being a victim, you're basically replicating whatever's happened to you. You're sending it out again. You feel like a victim, the universe will hear it, and you are thus creating another situation that will then make you a victim again. So that's not the point. Be a conscious creator and find a way to deal with that situation as positively as you can. I know this is very hard, but trust that this is happening for a reason. There are no coincidences, and there is something inside of us that caused this to happen, that forced this into our lives. And our soul just wants us to look, oh, there's something there, and to heal it, so we can overcome it, and we don't need to experience that again. So I wish you strength, wish you motivation, trust, faith, and happy healing. Speak to you next time. Bye.